shoulder to shoulder, head to head, nose to nose. Treehouse Silvercharm, Captain Budget. Oh, it's close.
And welcome to another edition of Laurel Park Weekly. I'm Stanton Salter along with Gabby Gaudet as we get you ready for another race weekend here at Laurel Park and catch you up on some of the big weekend, some of the big races from this previous weekend. We had a nice weekend of racing this past weekend. The handle was up. We had some nice carryovers. Late pick 5 was a big carryover over the weekend. I took a swing for it. That was on Sunday. We had that big late pick 5. Took a swing and missed, but somebody had some nice paydays here at the park last weekend.
I thought for a second we might have another carryover in the late pick 5. It was a pretty difficult sequence there, but we had good handle throughout the weekend. We had excellent weather. I think other than a little bit of a rainstorm that came through, was that Saturday or Friday? It's all blended together now. Saturday we had a pretty big rainstorm, but we saw some really impressive maiden winners over the weekend, and of course our schedules have been a little bit different. Here, pretty much the same, but nationwide, of course, celebrating the 4th of July yesterday. So we had a couple of live racing across the country yesterday, but big weekend in terms of here local and nationally too.
Yeah, we'll have our 4th of July celebration here at Laurel Park for you this Saturday. We'll have the All-American Barbecue and Handicapping Challenge this Saturday here at Laurel Park. You can enjoy a nice barbecue on the apron. The Handicap and All-American Handicapping Challenge, it's a guaranteed $500 prize. It's for all you premier players, so go to guest services when you're out here at the track. Make sure you're a premier player. Jump on into the All-American Handicapping Challenge this Saturday here at Laurel Park. It's also we're also going to have a nice All-American Barbecue. We can't beat that. A little handicapping action and an All-American Barbecue with some live racing. Can't beat that. Should have some nice weather hopefully this Saturday as well.
Barbecue, handicapping, betting, we have it all this coming Saturday. And not to mention, mark your calendars for July 30th, Sunday, July 30th. We've got that famous Laurel Crab Feast coming back to Laurel Park from 1 to 5 on the grandstand apron. And if you don't like steamed crabs, which you should, because you're not having the true Maryland summer experience if you're not having steamed crabs, but there are also plenty of other options.
We're gonna have some good hot Maryland steamed crabs here for you Sunday, July 30th. So go to laurelpark.com for more information about all the upcoming events here at Laurel Park. Let's get right to it. Lots to cover from last weekend, and then before we start talking about some big races coming up this weekend, some of our local stakes winners making us proud here in Maryland as our Grade 3 General George winner, Imperial Hint. He was a stakes winner down there at Gulfstream this past Saturday in that Summit of Speed. A bunch of nice stake races down there at Gulfstream last Saturday. And how about Imperial Hint? This is his first start here in the Smile Sprint, a Grade 3 first start since he won the General George. Tough comeback assignment, but he dominated all competition just like he did in the General George.
Yeah, this was a very, very impressive performance. He kind of just waited patiently down on the inside. And this is a horse who sometimes can get a bit headstrong. So I thought it was encouraging to see this horse actually respond to just sitting from off of the pace under Javier Castellano. He was the heavy favorite in there, but Stan, that's pretty impressive. We hadn't seen him since the General George. This is a horse who sometimes has some distance in between his races, and the connections have just really well placed him. So he's going on a couple win streak, 4 wins in a row. Looking forward to this horse's campaign this summer.
109-1 the final time there for that Grade 3 Smile Sprint. So yeah, Imperial Hint stamping himself as one of the top sprinters in the country. Good to see him down there in the Grade 3 Smile Sprint. That was a big day down there, Summit of Speed at Gulfstream. Also
record handle for
Summit of Speed Day down there at Gulfstream. All right, great to see down there at our sister track. Monmouth Park had a big day this past Saturday as well. It was the Grade 1 United Nations, and Mike Maker with the 6-year-old son of Badge of Silver, Bigger Picture, was the winner here of the Grade 1 United Nations. There were some Fair Hill horses in the race. Grand Motion had 2 horses in the race. I believe he was second with Can't Help the Believing. Michael Matz had a runner in there, but Michael Maker gets the money here with this 6-year-old bigger pitcher. Joe Bravo with the late rally is going to get up and win by a head here.
Go figure. Jersey Joe Bravo getting up, sneaking up the rail there just in the nick of time. He knows that track like the back of his hand. So congratulations to them. A well-timed move. And that was a pretty stacked field. I know a lot of people were thinking some of the Fair Hill horses, even Beach Patrol, were probably the likely winners in there. But that horse actually pretty decent price. Great ride by Joe Bravo. And congratulations to both Mr. Ramsey and Mike Maker.
So that was a big turf race up there in the United Nations. Perhaps an even bigger, well, equally bigger race on Sunday up there at Woodbine. The Grade 1 Queens Plate up there, one of the top races in Canada. And congratulations to the house horse, Holy Helena, a 3-year-old filly by Go Sapper. This is a Stronach bred and owned filly out of a Holy Bull mare. Sky's the limit here for Holy Helena. She beats all comers in the Grade 1 Queens Plate.
And this was pretty easy. You see Luis Contreras just giving her a couple of taps of encouragement just to maintain focus there coming down the stretch. But this is a pretty impressive filly. She obviously went against the boys in the Queen's Plate. Prior to that, she had broken her maiden at Belmont on the dirt at 1 1/16 miles. She came back to win the Woodbine Oaks at 9 furlongs on the synthetic. So she really seems like a versatile horse, and that was an easy win.
Of course, by Go Zapper. I was watching a little TVG Classic yesterday. They were showing the Met Mile from 2005, and it was Go Zapper's first race in 2005 after he won the Breeders' Cup Classic in 04, and he just crushed the field in the Met Mile. So good to see Holy Helena and Adina Springs, Stronach-owned filly by Go Zapper, the Adina Springs star stallion down there, of course, carrying on the Awesome Again line. Big win here for Holy Helena in the in the Grade 1 Queen's Plate.
Exactly. And Jimmy Jerkins, again, he's got an arsenal of horses all around, and we might be seeing one of those horses be a force to be reckoned with this coming weekend in the Suburban, obviously Shaman Ghost.
We'll show that later on. Let's get a quick commercial break. When we come back, we have a bunch of big local races this past weekend with some horses keep your eye on. And then we'll preview some local horses coming up and a little national preview. Oh, that's all coming up. Welcome back, Laurel Park Weekly. I'm Stanton Salter, Gabby Gaudet. We get you ready for another race weekend here at Laurel Park. Couple nice carryovers on Friday for you. 10 races, 6 races on the world-class turf course this Friday, and then that All-American Handicapping Challenge and All-American Barbecue this Saturday. But first, let's spotlight some of our big races from this past weekend. And of course, if we're going to talk about local horses, we have to talk about the aptly named Dundalk. Of course, popular town in Dundalk, popular town in Baltimore. And this is a Maryland homebred for Robert Gerzak by Baltimore Bob, who was a stakes winner on the turf. And Dundalk liking the turf here for trainer Dove Houghton. Nice ride from Horacio Caramanos. Good-looking win here from this 3-year-old Dundalk.
And this horse has been right there in all of his starts. He was beaten just a couple of lengths on the dirt sprinting, then he came back on the turf, and this was nice in performance. We obviously saw the inside horse kind of floating him out in the center of the racetrack, but Baltimore Bob was pretty versatile, and that's what it's kind of showing from his progeny, especially the perfect example of Dundalk, him being competitive on both sprinting on the turf and the dirt.
All right, so that was one of our features on Saturday, a maiden special weight. Another one of our features on Saturday was race 8, a nice allowance race for filly and mares. The Billy Mott favored Ascertain was a heavy favorite in there, but how about the Maryland-bred Phase the Nation for trainer Phil Schoenthal? Stevie Hamilton aboard. This daughter of Cal Nation gets her 6th win here at Laurel Park, and she had to earn it here with a gutsy win over Ascertain.
And it's difficult because you didn't really know what the best part of the track was, because it had just this huge huge thunderstorm just came through. You can see the track was very sloppy, but Ascertain, she just could not get through it, and Phase the Nation just skipped right over it. She was a filly when she was 3. She had a couple of wins in a row. Kieran McGee claimed her, and then Phil claimed her back in the barn. I'd say that that's a pretty good move. She's already won the restricted Maryland bred allowance, and then she just took open a other then. So that shook things up in terms of the pick 6 and pick 5 when Ascertain was beaten there.
Yeah, a lot of people were singling on her for sure. So good looking win, an honest trying filly for sure there. Phase the Nation, good to see her with the big win back in the Schoenthal barn. Another good looking performance last Friday here at Laurel Park. A good looking debut performance here from a Stuart Janney homebred. Stuart Janney, of course, lives here in Maryland and breeds a bunch of nice horses down in Kentucky. And this is a well-bred filly by Tappet out of a silver deputy mare. A $23 winner for a daughter of Tappet, a $23 winner. Forrest Boy's up for the Hall of Famer Shug McGahee.
Ooh, I didn't think that she would get up in time, but definitely proved worthy here. We see the pedigree. You looked at her in the paddock, Stan, and she was a tiny little thing. There were other horses that probably doubled her in size, but she had a tremendous heart, and she was very, very gutsy. Forrest Boyce, too. We talked about this a little bit on Friday. She has so much success with the Jannies and obviously Shug McGahee. Onus is a perfect example. She won the Lady Baltimore last fall with them. So whenever they ship into town, they have success. And this, as you mentioned, this filly, she's very nicely bred. She's by Tappet, but she's out of Quiet Harbor, who was a Grade 3 winner on the turf. And the fact that she won first time out, which is kind of unlike Shug,
sure.
We could see maybe a bright future in front of her.
Yeah, she trains at Fair Hill, so some bright things to come for In the Lee for Stuart Janney and trainer Shug McGahee. Nice Forest Boys with a big weekend here this past weekend at Laurel Park. A couple good-looking debut performances from 2-year-olds as the 2-year-olds made their debut on the grass this past weekend. A couple nice maiden special weight winners. Here's Madam X for trainer Susan Cooney by exchange rate out of a Bernstein mare, a $26 upset winner in the opener last Sunday. And she'll watch how she just absolutely crushes this field. Sheldon Russell aboard. He's going to have this filly under wraps with plenty left in the tank as they get to the wire.
Yeah, he gave her a couple of taps with the right-handed whip, and she started swishing her tail coming down the lane, but you can see her ears pricked. She is just running out of her skin here. And one thing to take note of, Susan Cooney's horses have been running very, very well as of late, and she's an excellent trainer. She gets them ready to go, usually not at first asking, so this is another one that was super impressive. She just shot out of the gate. She showed a lot of gate speed and just kept on rolling. So Madam X, we'll see what's next for Madam X, but Susan Cooney's not afraid to go and go to the big stage,
sure.
Tackle graded stakes company at Keeneland or Saratoga. So who knows what we'll see from this filly.
Well, she's had some nice ones, of course. Embar was a nice graded stakes runner for her. I believe won the Gallarette one year.
Yep.
So this is a good-looking filly out of the Bernstein mare. You reminded me last week in Bernstein, the sire of Tepin. So some nice turf pedigree here. Exchange rate, a Danzig sire. So keep your eye on Madam X. That was a good-looking win last Sunday.
Who's your favorite turf sire, if you had to name one?
Maybe Dynaformer.
Dynaformer, that's a good one. I'm partial to Bernstein, and then also I really like on the bottom side a theatrical mare. I love theatrical in the bloodline, so those are my two.
All right.
It's always good to have a favorite one, right?
You gotta have a favorite one, and so all those are some good ones on the turf. And Madam X, nice one on the turf there for trainer Susan Cooney. We had another upset winner in the other 2-year-old half of the maiden special weight runner. This is for the boys. Naughty Boy comes down from Penn National for trainer Aaron McClellan, 2-year-old gelding by Mizzen Mass. He's been working up there at Penn National. Aaron McClellan brings her jockey Tyler Connor down. They were 27% together, and they get the money here. They run down Da Dude, who was acting kind of green here in the stretch.
Da Dude for Sagamore. He was going all over the place. Stevie Hamilton was trying to keep him a course, going right-handed, then going left-handed, and he just could not keep his focus. It got just beat up right at the wire, but the connections really like this horse, and I think it's something to be said that Tyler Connor came down with the horse, rode him. That was the only mount of the day, I believe, and it was a winning one, so a big priced winner. But the horse looked great in the paddock, but we were just, we had the blinkers on. We were focusing on Sagamore. There were Glen Hill Farm horses in there, Tom Proctor first-time starters, and
Graham
here comes
Motion.
this Graham Motion, and here comes this horse winning at like 20, 29, 30 to 1 or something like that.
Talking to the connections afterwards, they said, yeah, we've been high on him all along. We think he might be able to go on and take tackle Stakes Company this year. So naughty boy for trainer Aaron McClellan. Keep your eye on that 2-year-old. A very impressive win last Sunday here at Laurel Park. Let's get a quick commercial break. We have some local horses to tell you about. Also, we'll preview the big national races coming up this weekend. We'll do all that when we come back. Welcome back, Laurel Park Weekly. I'm Stanton Salter, Gabby Galdez. We get you ready for another race weekend here at Laurel Park. Couple nice carryovers Friday as we kick off the 3-day race weekend on Friday. The All-American Challenge and Barbecue this Saturday. Go to laurelpark.com to check out all that information. And we have some nice stakes coming up here. A week from this Saturday, 3 nice stakes here. Saturday, July 15th. The noms close this Thursday, July 6th. We're going to have 3 stakes. The Stormy Blues Stakes for 3-year-old fillies, 5.5 furlongs on the turf. That's $100,000. Then a couple Maryland bred stakes, a caveat for 3-year-olds, mile and a 16th on the turf. And then the Pearl Necklace for Maryland bred fillies, 3-year-old fillies, a mile and a 16th on the turf. So some nice stakes action a week from this Saturday here at Laurel Park. And we'll talk about a couple of those, couple horses nominated to those stakes. Enterprise Value is nominated to the race for trainer Lacey Gaudet. She'll be making her turf debut. Let's take a look at her maiden win last January down there at the fairgrounds. This was a good-looking maiden claiming against maiden 50. It was the first time she was running against a tag. It was a good-looking win last January. She had some time off after this race and hasn't gotten back into this good form yet, but maybe getting on the turf for the first time wakes this 3-year-old filly at Bellamy Road up. Yeah, it could definitely help. Most recently, she was third, beaten a little over 7 lengths at Delaware on the 26th of June, but she is by Bellamy Road. She's out of a silver deputy mare, so we'll see if she'll take a liking to the turf. But that leads us to the next horse. I think she's got a main foe in Smiling Causeway. Yeah, for trainer Arnaud Delacour. Let's take a look at this horse's win. This was here at Laurel Park late June. Here's for trainer Arnaud Delacour. This is a well-bred 3-year-old filly. Talking about top turf sires. How about Giants Causeway? This filly by Giants Causeway is her turf debut, her second career start, and she just blows the field away with Fergal Lynch aboard. She's well-bred. Arnaud Delacour does a nice job up there at Fair Hill, so I think some big things to come from this filly. I agree with you, and you know that when you see a maiden winner win by over 3 lengths sprinting on the turf, that, well, she just absolutely dominated the field that she was going against. So she looks like she's pretty special. She's got a very special pedigree to showcase as well. Fergal Lynch was aboard for that maiden score too, so it makes sense. But yeah, she blew that field away with enough left in the tank. So those 2 fillies, Enterprise Value, Smiling Causeway, both nominated to the Stormy Blues. 3-year-old fillies, 5.5 furlongs on the turf for $100,000. That's one of 3 stakes here at Laurel Park a week from this Saturday. We also have the Caveat Stakes and the Pearl Necklace Stakes for Maryland bred. So some nice. So we have the All-American Handicapping Challenge and the All-American barbecue here this Saturday, and we have some nice steaks action a week from this Saturday here at Laurel Park.
It's all coming together. We've got a fantastic summer steak schedule, too. It really happens throughout the summer. We're going to have live racing from Friday through Sunday every weekend here at Laurel Park before we head over to the Big T. But, yeah, it's going to be great.
And
great summer.
some nice carryovers Friday here at Laurel Park in the Rainbow Pick 6, a little shy of 3,700 in that Rainbow Pick 6. That's going to start race 5 on our 10-race program this Friday. We have 6 races on our world-class turf course here this Friday, and one of the features, this race on the dirt, 6 races on the turf, but one of our features is going to be on the dirt. Race 9 this Friday, an upper level, 2 other than allowance optional, claiming 25,000, 6 furlongs on the main track. And let's take a look here at Parade of Nations' last win for trainer Kieran McGee. It's a good looking win here at Laurel Park against First Level Allowance Company, going 7 furlongs. This was her 3rd start in the new barn. This 3-year-old gelding by Cal Nation, Maryland bred here out of the leading the parade mare. It's a dominant win here with Julian Pimentel aboard. Alex Centron's going to be aboard this Friday. He's a 3-time winner at Laurel Park. He's going to have his running shoes on in this race. Corvus coming back to the races for trainer Katie Voss, so is Daily News. So those might be a couple tough runners in there. 2 Charlies for Cal Lynch. Last time we saw 2 Charlies here at Laurel Park, he blew an allowance field away early May. So a nice allowance feature, race 9 with Parade of Nations and a bunch of other nice runners in there.
I think 2 Charlie's a pretty good horse, so we'll see if Parade of Nations does have his running shoes on. But it's good to see him. You know, they did the right thing with him. They put him in for that restricted Maryland bred A other than, won that, then took the A other than last time out too. So Alex Cintron will replace Julian Pimentel, who unfortunately, we mentioned this last weekend, he will be out for several months. He did sustain a back injury after some morning works the last week. So very sad to see that, but we wish Julian Pimentel a speedy recovery.
I'm here maybe a couple months, 2-3 months. You never know. He's a hard worker, so hopefully he'll be working at the rehab trying to get back. So good luck to Julian Pimentel getting back to the races. So that's what's coming up locally. We have some big races on the national scene coming up here with some horses that we're familiar with, Shaman Ghost and Matt King Cole. Let's get a quick commercial. No, we don't need a commercial.
We're just going to get right into
keep
Shaman
on rolling.
Ghost.
We don't need a break. Let's keep on going here.
There we go. And that he will be entered, or he is entered in the Suburban this weekend. That is a field of 6 actually, and this was him coming off of his victory in the Pimlico Special. It was a Jimmy Jerkins exacta there as he blew by Dolphus just in the nick of time. So this is a legitimate horse. Obviously, he's very tactical. There wasn't a tremendous amount of speed in the Pimlico Special. He overcame that to still win. He was the heavy favorite in that. I foresee him being the heavy favorite in the Suburban. As I mentioned, it will be a field of 6. We've got Keen Ice in there coming back since the Dubai World Cup. We've got Matt King Cole, who's been pretty impressive recently. He's coming off of a big win at Penn National last out in the Mountain View.
Matt King Cole, we're going to see him. Well, okay, we'll see him. This is him winning the Harrison Johnson here at Laurel Park. He's in good form. He'll be a main foe for Shaman Ghost. But Shaman Ghost, is he like the second, third best horse in the world right now?
I mean, behind Arrogate.
Right. I mean, I think he's right there. This is you had the Holy Helena, daughter of Ghost Zapper, win the Queen's Plate this past Sunday up there at Woodbine, and I think you're going to see another offspring of Ghost Zapper, Shaman Ghost, fittingly so here on 4th of July weekend. Son of Ghost Zapper is going to be one of the favorites and one of the features. Yeah, I'm excited to see him run his first start since winning the Pimlico Special.
Yes, and as we were mentioning, Matt King Cole, he's a pretty speedy horse, so he draws towards the inside. He draws from post, too. I would imagine he's going to be the pace of the race. But another horse who ran in the Charlestown Classic for Jason Service, Sunny Ridge, is coming back. There's Watershed in there for Kieran McLaughlin, Follow Me Crew, and Shaman Ghost. But the good thing about Shaman Ghost, unlike a horse like Keen Ice, who is so dependent on the pace, he just loses the field and just can't make up the ground that he loses early. Shaman Ghost, no matter where he is so tactical, and he's turning out to be one of the top horses in his division, and that is not an easy division.
Yeah, he's sitting on a big 5-year-old campaign. So our Grade 3 Pimlico Special winner, Shaman Ghost, and our Harrison Johnson winner, Matt King Cole, going to slug it out in the Suburban up there in New York this weekend. How about Linda Rice and Seymour Deeney a couple days ago? We know Matt King Cole around here well. We know Seymour Deeney around here well, and he just blew a stakes field away up there a couple days ago. I think he's sitting on a big year as well. Well, we've already seen a couple. Hugh, what did he get in that stakes up there?
He got a 113 Beyer speed figure.
Wow.
Yeah, he blew the field away. I can't remember exactly the margin of victory, but he absolutely blew the field away. And Linda Rice, I mean, she's winning everywhere, especially here and in New York.
She's been the leading trainer at Saratoga before, and the way she's the way her year's going this year, she could be loaded for bear up there. So keep your eye on Linda Rice as we get ready for Saratoga. Another feature up there, the Belmont Sprint this weekend up there at Belmont. We'll see one of the top sprinters in the country here. Mind Your Biscuit for trainer Chad Summers.
Yes, and this was when he was last seen in the Golden Shaheen, Grade 1, winning there by about 3 lengths. And what an exciting race this was for Chad Summers. This was the first horse that he ever ran. How about that? Winning a Grade 1 at Dubai.
First horse he ever ran.
Yeah, and his name. Wouldn't that be something? So anyway, yeah, I was talking to him when they all came back. It was during the time that I was down in Gulfstream, and Chad came back. He said, yeah, we were celebrating. We went out and rode some camels. So that's what he said. But it was a really, really impressive performance for Mind Your Biscuits. And the way he's been working in the morning, too, it looks like he might be coming into this race even better. So they've been spotting Mind Your Biscuits extremely well. That's going to be a field of 7. Of course, that's on the Stars and Stripes card at Belmont. We've got the Belmont Derby, the Belmont Oaks, the Belmont Sprint, and then headlined by the Suburban. But Stall Walkin' Dude is in there. Fellowship for Kenny Decker's in there. He ran Awesome Banner last weekend. I believe he was a good second there. Tommy Macho's in there. We've got Awesome Slew coming out of the Met Mile. Green Grotto Unified. So that's a pretty stacked field of Grade 1 horses. So it's obviously a Grade 2 race, but we have a couple of horses coming out of the True North, the Met Mile, and then obviously the Grade 1, Golden Shaheen, and Mind Your Biscuits.
All right, so you can enjoy all that simulcast action from Belmont right here at Laurel Park. Get yourself a table up there. Tips, Tycoons, Garden Terrace, Sunday brunch. Don't forget about that on Sunday as well. A big Mid-Atlantic feature around here this weekend, the Delaware Oaks for top 3-year-old fillies, and we're going to see our top 3-year-old filly, Actress, who was the upset winner in the Black-Eyed Susan. Here's her winning the Black-Eyed Susan at Pimlico. She's going to be one of the favorites in the Delaware Oaks this weekend.
This was crazy. This was Nick Juarez was aboard this day. He's been aboard her every single start. She's by Tappet out of a Milwaukee Brew mare, and you know, she closed him off the pace. It was a complete pace meltdown up front, and she just dug in gamely to take the Black-Eyed Susan as a maiden. This seems like the logical spot for her. In that race, I was expecting other horses in there. Looking at the nominations, it looked like a late, who just recently won at Delaware for Beaumont, might have gone in there. She didn't. She's actually not entered in the race. Lights of Medina, who was second in the Black-Eyed Susan, not entered. So she looks like she kind of stands out from the crew. But we do have Burned, a very nice recent winner, allowance winner actually for trainer Graham Motion. She actually has gone against Grade 1 company before, so she could be a main foe in there. And the number 5 Burned in the Delaware Oaks. But we've got some good racing all across the coast here.
Yeah, good. Nick Juarez, of course, the young rider, started out here and got to win in the Grade 2 Black-Eyed Susan, and poised to get another Grade Stakes win with Actress and the Delaware Oaks. So that's it. I think that gives you all the local, the national stuff. Friday kicks off the 3-day race weekend here at Laurel Park. Couple nice carryovers for you on Friday. That Pick 6 carryover, I believe, over 3,600. That starts race 5 on our 10-race program. I'm excited for the 6 grass races we have this Friday here at Laurel Park.
Hopefully we get beautiful weather like we kind of did last weekend and keep on going. I'm excited for this weekend, but also getting to a couple of those stakes just a week out from Saturday. So we've got some big things cooking up, including the Crab Feast coming up in July.
Don't forget about the Crab Feast, the best crab feast of the summertime. I'm just checking, make sure I gave everybody the right carryover. I'm pretty sure I did here. Yeah, I think it's 3,600.
I believe you did.
There we go. Okay, I got it. All right,
Good job.
photogenic memory coming through for me there. Little shy of 3,700 for the pick six.
Photographic.
Photographic. Well, photogenic. That's the horse.
Photogenic's a horse. You're very photogenic.
The horse is more photogenic, probably. All right, so there's the carryover. 3,600 in that rainbow pick six. That's going to start race 5 on Friday. And as I was saying, I'm excited for the 6 turf races we have on Friday to kick off the weekend.
Let's get to it.
little super high five carryover as well. It's going to start in the first race on Friday. That one a little shy of 1,900 with that low 15% takeout in the super high five. So lots of action, lots of good racing, 4 dirt races, 6 races on our world-class turf course here. This Friday we have the All-American Barbecue and the All-American Handicapping Challenge this Saturday for you. Some nice stakes action with some local horses to root on up there in the Suburban Saturday. Good luck to our Pimlico Special winner, Shaman Ghost. Don't forget about Sunday brunch here. Did you have a good, did you see any fireworks?
I did. I had a couple sparklers.
Nice.
I lit a couple little fireworks off. I didn't lose any fingers or limbs, so I'm good to go. I'm in good shape.
Still here intact, ready for another.
You too. You don't like fireworks, though.
Nah, it's too crowded, too hot. Stay home, study for a pick six or something.
I like that. I like that idea.
All right, we hope to see you out here at Laurel Park this weekend. Good luck.